Welcome back. Joining me now is Joe Biggs. And Joe, today Donald Trump was in Mexico. It's going to be interesting to hear what they talked about. What do you make of that?
Well, the Mexican president said that it was a good meeting. He also pointed out the fact that he actually invited two people, both Trump and Hillary Clinton, and Trump is the only one that actually showed up. And Trump is hated there more than Hillary Clinton. So where's Hillary at?
Well, you know, she doesn't hold press conferences either. Today is, I think, day number 271 since she held a press conference. He's had 16 press conferences, which is about 2 per month. She's afraid to talk to the press, to take questions from them. She's afraid to talk to the Mexican president, and she dumped on Donald Trump for going down there and talking to the president of Mexico. At the same time, they want to portray him as an isolationist, when she won't talk to anybody except fundraisers, where she gets $30,000 to $100,000 a plate. She'll talk to those people. Everybody else, forget it.
Yeah, well, one of the most important topics this election cycle is what? Immigration.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump came out and said, you know, we're going to go out, we're going to round these people up, we're going to deport them back, and they can come back in the right way. And I think one of the easiest steps we can take, I think should be the first step in dealing with this illegal immigration problem, is the fact that we have thousands upon thousands of illegal aliens right now incarcerated in our prison systems that cost us, the American taxpayer, $18.9 million per day to feed, clothe them, and house them in these prisons.
Of course, it also goes to the corporations that increasingly run our prisons. That's a key part of it. And if you're going to turn those people loose, of course, we've seen many times repeat offenders who not only repeatedly came across our borders, but they would also come back in and commit crime. So you better have good border security if you're going to do that.
Well, back in April, Obama released, I believe it was 19,723 illegal aliens back in who were convicted criminals, 500 of which were murders and 900 sex offenders.
Yeah, bring it on.
So that is ridiculous. We need to release them, take them because they're already caught, send them back over the border, ban them, remove these invisible handcuffs that Obama's put on our ICE agents, our Border Patrol, and allow them to do their job and keep those guys from coming back over so we can secure the border and make America safe again.
And it's very telling when we see Obama and, as we pointed out, the yogurt billionaire for Chobani actively promoting refugees coming into this country that they cannot vet. Well, they have prisoners, people who are violent criminals that they have vetted and they bring back into this country as well.
The interesting thing is, though, is every time I go out, like the last one, for instance, the Trump rally here in Austin, people are like, Trump said that Hispanics, Mexicans are murderers, they're rapists. That's false. No, a simple search of many articles written by the Border Patrol and so many different people have come out and said that these people have committed crimes, have murdered, have been rapists, have been child molesters.
Well, the simple fact of the matter is he's not saying all Mexicans are. He never did. What he's saying is we don't know who's coming into this country, whether it's people from Syria or it's people from Mexico. We need to be able to vet them. We're going to play a report from John Bound where Hillary was talking to some vets today. But before we do, real quickly, there was a news story that came out a couple of days ago, about a week ago, saying that Jim Webb, who ran as a Democrat for president, and he had a very interesting couple of debates where he came out and he called Hillary Clinton out on her hypocrisy on gun control, saying you got a vast number of people protecting you, got a lot of nerve doing that. He did that in a Democrat debate. And of course, he's not really been strongly allied with either party. He was Secretary of the Navy under Ronald Reagan. But this is a guy who calls it as he sees it. Now, this has been reported that he has endorsed Donald Trump. We don't have any verification of that, but we do know that back in March, he said, I will not vote for Clinton, but I may vote for Trump. He said on MSNBC's Morning Joe, he said that, and he said, if you're voting for Donald Trump, you may get something very good or very bad. If you're voting for Hillary Clinton, you're going to be getting the same thing. In other words, bad. And we've heard that same phrase essentially put out by Julian Assange.
Yeah, exactly. I like where he's going with it. He's trying to be smart. He doesn't want to come out because that could screw up his career. But he can say that I'm not voting for Hillary, and it's kind of like a silent endorsement. Overall, you know, like you said, his stance on guns, he's pointing out the hypocrisy that these people are guarded day in and day out by people with guns, yet they spent every waking moment trying to disarm us.
Yeah. And I don't know if he has endorsed him or not. We do know that the same thing about Hillary was said by his campaign, senior strategist of his campaign. And then 2 days before this story came out saying that he was going to vote for Trump, we had a story from the Washington Post, and what they were doing was trying to push veterans into opposing Trump. They said, why? Many veterans are sticking with Donald Trump even after he insulted a Gold Star family. And you know what that's about, Joe. This is a guy who has been promoting Sharia law that Hillary Clinton came on before she took the nomination. And they brought him on to attack with ad hominem attacks to attack Donald Trump. And of course, he's fair game if he's going to get into the politics aspect of it. Donald Trump didn't attack him because he was a Gold Star family. He attacked him because he was promoting Sharia law, because he was attacking him personally. But in that article, there is a quote from Senator Webb's son, Jim Webb Jr., who said, I think there's a pretty sour taste in a lot of guys' mouths about Iraq. And that's what has happened here. He says, you pour out your time, your effort, your blood into something, you see it pissed away, and you think, how did I spend my 20s? He said there's a mentality they don't want to see more of that. They were worried that a Hillary Clinton presidency would result in continued adventurism, given her record of supporting interventions in Iraq and Libya, as I talked about at the beginning of the broadcast.
Yeah, hardly anyone showed up to Hillary Clinton's rally today, a veterans rally. I saw a picture that was taken from outside the arena, and there was like, you know, like just tons of chairs left wide open. So.
We have the new product at InfoWarsLife.com, BioTrue Selenium.
We've had so many requests over the years for selenium, and just recently we were able to source a certified organic, bioavailable selenium from mustard seed extract. When you take selenium in the body, it actually benefits the detoxification systems in your body. It helps balance the thyroid gland. It helps detoxify.
Selenium is another one of those absolute must-haves.
The highest concentration of selenium is in the thyroid gland, but it's actually used all over the body. As a matter of fact, there's 25 genes in the body that are directly dependent upon selenium. So it really is a all-around nutrient that everybody really needs.
I'm taking it now every day. This is so key. BioTrue Selenium is the product, the best selenium that we could bring you. We believe it's the best out there at a very, very low price. Exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.